Hey there everyone, Christian here from Blue vs. Orange TCG, giving you a sealed match that we had at our sealed tournament last Friday at the release of Wave 4. And I'm on the left here, and my opponent Derek is on the right. If you couldn't already tell by looking at my field, if you can look past the glare that's showing up on the field, I pulled pretty nutty. So I don't have a list of all the characters I did pull, but I did end up pulling 2 rares and a super rare. The super rare being Lord Megatron, which I was pretty excited about to see in a sealed tournament, being able to pull. I ended up also pulling a Raider Needlenose, and to top it off, I ended up pulling an Omega Supreme base for this sealed tournament. So I ended up putting a team of Lord Megatron and Omega Supreme base with a Raider Ravage from Siege 1 in there. And you'll be able to see some of the other nutty cards I pull in here. Like if you can see my scrap pile, there's composite armor. Which that's a pretty busted card to pull in sealed, let alone being able to pull with Lord Megatron. So anyway, starting the game off, my opponent here is running Crosshairs, Caliburst, and Fire Drive, sending Fire Drive into my Raider Ravage to do a small chunk of damage in there. He's kind of an easy target to go after at first. He was my only 5-star character that would fit here. Otherwise, I think he's probably one of the weaker characters you can build, you can put into your deck. But star cost alone, he was the only one that would really fit. So, excuse me here. So let's see. I actually can't tell what I just put on my Raider Ravage. Excuse the glare and maybe the camera shaking a little bit. I'm trying a new recording setup, so we're just having to go off of that and see how well it does. All right, so sending base in. So if you don't know what Omega Supreme base does, the reason why he works so well with Lord Megatron is whenever someone attacks into Omega Supreme base, first of all, the attacker takes 2 damage, and then the opponent has to mill the top 2 cards off the top of their deck. So being able to mill the tops of your opponent's deck even faster to trigger Lord Megatron's ability is just really, really beautiful to see, especially in sealed where decks are only 25 cards as well. So he's swinging Caliburst into a Omega Supreme base, doing, it looks like 2-3 damage. I'm really excited to get some bigger dice too, by the way, so it's really hard to see the damage in these sealed matches that I'm going to be doing, but note for the future that will be changing. So, alright. Looks like I put, that card's a Terrifying Resilience, I believe I put on Raider Ravage, but that's neither here nor there. So I'll be flipping Raider Ravage here. Alright. You guys got to tell me how you guys did with your release event. So our release event at our store was really nice because we had a lot of people going to PAX in December. They made it so it was a Siege 1 and Siege 2 sealed event, which I have to say, sealed with Wave 3 in the beginning was really, really weak, but with both Siege 1 and Siege 2, it's actually amazingly fun to build around. So slapping a reactive armor on top of Megatron, give him a little bit extra defense there, and extra defense for his alt mode's ability to mill cards equal to his defense when I flip to that mode. Alright. Looks like I can't put any damage onto Crosshairs quite yet. Crosshairs is actually a really interesting character, I find, for sealed, especially if you're able to pull off a couple Battle Masters. Alright. Oh, and he's able to move damage over from himself to a Battle Master. Looks like we had to make a little bit of a ruling check on that one because he moved damage from his Battle Master onto him, which I guess in this scenario would be better so he could keep his characters healthy. But yeah, we just had to make a bit of a ruling check on that, but that's neither here nor there. So swinging Crosshairs into Ravage with a Reflex Circuits and something else there. I cannot tell. I'm still learning all the new cards that are made for it. There's just so many cards to this set. It's not like the other 3 ways where I could probably look at the picture and be like, oh I know what that is. Oh yeah, easy. Oh yeah, he's swinging hard in there. So it looks like Raider Ravage goes down for the count here. It's a Smoke Thrower. Smoke Thrower is what he put on Crosshairs for the Bold 2. The Black Pip was throwing me off there, but that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Alright. Slapping a Kinetic Converter onto Lord Megatron. I didn't think that card was as useful to me in sealed as I wish it was going to be. Mostly because having to flip Lord Megatron over to alt mode to mill cards off your opponent's deck, right? It's kind of difficult to time it right because the cards are so few. By milling a couple extra cards using his alt mode's effect, it's actually really easy to miss the trigger entirely. If your opponent's running any type of bold, or if you just don't count cards, if you're not able to gauge how many cards they have left in their deck correctly, it's kind of difficult, I found. So using Lord Megatron, even though he was really good in sealed, didn't feel like it was an automatic win for that reason. Okay, so he has the oxidation cannon from Caliber sitting on top of Crosshairs right now. Crosshairs being at like 9, 12, 2, I believe. Is very powerful right now. He is an absolute beast, and it's kind of scaring me right now at this point. I was really afraid in this match because he was able to pump up his Crosshairs to just unsurmountable amounts of damage here. That and I did not end up pulling a lot of blue. I remember I think I had like 2 or 3 blue pips in my whole deck that I was able to put in for my packs, and it was I didn't enjoy it because I wasn't able to defend Lord Megatron for as long as I wanted to, and you'll see that in a couple other seal matches I have recorded. I'm hoping to commentate and put up on to YouTube here pretty soon. It looks like Megatron has a single point of damage on it, and the base has about 2 or 3 damage. Again, it's kind of hard to tell from that small dice, and the glare on the cards doesn't help a whole lot, as you can tell. Slapping a second reflex circuits on top of Crosshairs. My opponent is going to, it looks like he's going to swing Crosshairs into Lord Megatron. Yep. So, waiting for battle cards here to be flipped. I believe he's base 9 right now. Swinging for 10 into my 3-4 defense or so, so I'll be taking 6 damage. Not bad, not bad. That was a very heavy hit for my opponent here. Alright. But the beauty is now I can set up my base play here to where he's going to be forced into attack the base with Fire Drive, who I believe here actually has a fair amount of damage on him already. I can't remember if it was in game 1 or game 2. I was actually able to KO the Fire Drive off of the base's take 2 damage effect. So we're gonna see here. It looks like I'm thinking pretty hard about whatever I got in my hand. I don't know what kind of junk I had in my hand at this point to make me think this hard, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, reprocess. Reprocess. That is a very good card to pull in sealed. If you're playing sealed and you end up opening up a reprocess, there's no reason not to include that in your deck. Pretty much, it's a searchable upgrade removal, which, if you already didn't know, upgrade removal is super hard to find between wave 3 and wave 4. So any upgrade removal you can find for sealed is going to be really helpful for you. Looks like I also put on a W5 Gyro Blaster to, I don't think to stop any bold or tough really, but mostly just to pump up my Lord Megatron's attack a little bit higher, so he's going to end up doing more damage to one of his characters here. Looks like he just shuffled and did about 5 damage to his Fire Drive here. Or no, I'm sorry, he puts it on Crosshairs instead. Interesting. Probably so he can flip Crosshairs and move that damage onto Fire Drive instead, I'm assuming. If that looks like it's exactly what he's going to do. So I think Fire Drive has about 8 or 9 damage on him so far. And going with the Unflinching Courage. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. So swinging Fire Drive into the base. Taking that 2 damage, milling those top 2 cards off the deck. Base is just such an amazing card alone, right? Let alone being able to pair him up with Lord Megatron, who wants to mill cards off the top of your opponent's deck already. It was like one of the most unbelievable combos I've ever seen someone pull in like a 2-pack turbo or sealed type of format here. I also have me and my brother opening our packs and kind of building our sealed deck from scratch. I wasn't planning on uploading that, but if you guys like, I could put that up as like an unlisted video to kind of see what my brother and I pulled, because we both pulled absolutely ridiculous. I pulled my brother in the next match here, and you'll see what he pulled. He opened up a major shockwave, so that was it was just unreal times that night in terms of pack openings. And we didn't even have one of the legendary boxes to that gave us like 9 super rares in the box. It was just a very lucky night for us. I'm really thinking over there. I'm guessing I'm trying to think if I want to flip Megatron to mill cards off the top of his deck, or if I just want to leave him in that mode where he's gonna end up doing much less damage here, but being able to get his trigger off, I think, is just gonna be much more important, I assume, unless I make a big misplay, which, you know, I typically do anyway, so I wouldn't be too surprised if that's what I end up doing. But yeah, I can upload that the sealed opening and deck building video and an unlisted video or so it's not like clogging up uploads and whatnot. Because, you know, I know a lot of people are really interested in seeing those videos. I love seeing those videos personally, but I can't imagine everyone would like to see that. And I think seeing the matches in general are just gonna be much more important. Oh, I threw a sturdy javelin on Lord Megatron, doing 2 damage to crosshairs. That was another bonkers card I pulled. I ended up pulling that sturdy javelin as well. And I'm not sure if you see it in this video here, but I also ended up pulling a Callous Leadership from one of my Siege 3-packs, so it was probably some of the best pulls I've ever gotten, like I said before, which totally made up for the next day's sealed event, because I went to 2 sealed events that weekend. The next event I definitely did not pull very well on, but that's neither here nor there. I still ended up doing really well, so that's a discussion for another video. Alright, so it looks like we're all untapped here. Kind of hard to tell from this angle, but it looks like Derek is kind of running out of cards in his deck, so a shuffle is looking kind of inevitable for him at this point. Not sure. Looks like my base is kind of running low on health here as well. I think he's got like 10 damage on him already, the base at least. The base ended up soaking a lot of hits this match. Looks like he's going straight into Megatron here. I probably should be paying a little bit more attention to the match. I think I ended up using Callous Leadership actually on the Megatron. Excuse me, he seems to be having a way less damage than he originally did before. So we're going to slap a guarded posture on the base just to make him even more bulky, right? Oh, and a head-on collision going into Fire Drive. Looks like I'm trying to finish off Fire Drive here. Yeah, Derek's in a really tough position here, so because even if he can swing really huge into a Mega Supreme base with crosshairs, it's not a very great attack because the base is just so bulky right now, and he's gonna end up taking a lot of damage from that and from getting closer to a reshuffle, it looks like. So. Killing Fire Drive here? Looks like I did not end up killing Fire Drive. Quite a shame, but you know, is what it is. Or nope, never mind. I did kill Fire Drive. Never mind. Yeah, I'm glad I ended up speeding up this video. I think just because we're looking, especially for sealed events, because you're looking through the cards just to see what new ones are out there, it's difficult to make timely plays in that manner, especially for a video. Anyway, he puts a basic combat protocol on crosshairs, giving him that bold one. And he's going to be swinging into the base, taking his 2, milling 2 off the top. Swinging for a whole lot of damage here, I believe 10 damage. Yeah, base is dead there. Base is very much dead, about 2 health left. Alright. So next up we got Lord Megatron. Going up against Crosshairs. Crosshairs has quite a bit of damage on him already. Again, it's hard to tell, but I believe in this match he had around 8 or 9 damage counters on him already. Lord Megatron it looks pretty healthy still. about 2-3 damage on him. I'm guessing from a Callous Leadership play. Because I remember him having about 7 or 8. This is why you should probably record videos not a week after the matches happened, so that you can remember all the details. But, you know, again, that's neither here nor there. Looks like you're going to rock toss that Crosshairs. Flip the Lord Megatron to tank mode, where he's got a lot more attack, and be able to mill cards off the top of their deck here. So for about 7-8. And that's enough to wipe up Crosshairs and go to game 2. Yeah, Lord Megatron is easily one of the funnest cards I've ever played with in a set here. He is, I was not initially excited for him, to be honest, in the beginning when he was first released. Because he was released in comparison with the Galaxy Prime. And this is during when Press the Advantage was still, you know, happening all the time. Still alive and well, not illegal. So I figured this Lord Megatron, he looks really cool. He has some really neat abilities, but I figured he was not going to be able to get his effect off on time because of Press the Advantage, and he was just going to end up getting wiped out. But with Press the Advantage being on, and cards with like composite armor, as you can tell in this sealed match, Mega Supreme Base is an excellent partner for Lord Megatron. Lord Megatron just has a whole lot more options than I thought he originally did when he was first released, so that makes me really excited. So going into game 2 here, he's swinging Fire Drive into looks like Raider Ravage again, or Lord Megatron. Yep, going into Ravage, which makes sense. Might as well bring me down to 2 wide as quickly as he can. And Ravage, he is not a good character. I never even got a chance to use his ability to like ping for 1, I'm pretty sure, this whole game. Or maybe I did, but definitely not in this match. Maybe sometime in other matches in the sealed event. So putting a Smoke Thrower, or no, a Metal Detector on base. Being able to find a Reactive Armor, slapping down on the base for a little extra defense there. And swinging for, it looks like a solid 1. Solid 1. Metal Detector is also a decent card, I feel like, for sealed, because you have so fewer cards in your deck. It's much easier to hit an upgrade, and that's just me, and especially for a Mega Supreme Base. So doing the showing off here, moving damage over from or no, that's Special Delivery. That's the card. Everyone had a Special Delivery whenever they played against me, but I never ended up pulling one. I was pretty salty about it. So he moved that 1 damage the base did over from Fire Drive to the base, or over to Ravage, and he's swinging Caliburst into the base here. Oh, okay, there's the dice. I couldn't see the damage there. Like I'm thinking of what I want to do here. If I want to flip Megatron back to alt mode to try to mill off more cards from his deck, or if I just want to flip Ravage, get him to a mode where he can actually do a little bit of damage before he dies and just swing him into there. Okay. Yeah, be sure to leave in the comments, guys, what character lineups you ended up pulling for or using for your sealed events. I'd love to hear about it. Sealed is easily one of my favorite formats I've ever played in this game. I'm excited to play more of it, and I'd just love to hear what stuff you guys were able to engineer with what you got from your pulls. Looks like I put a Medic's Protective Kit on, or a Minor Medic Kit on Megatron, giving +2 attack, and just swinging with Ravage. Not in bot mode, just alt mode here. Doing that solid 0 damage again. Oh, looks like I don't have not getting a lot of damage on board. Swinging with 2 characters with zero base attack isn't going to get me very far, but you know, is what it is. Looks like my opponent's trying to figure out if he wants to grab something from his flips here. That was another bummer thing about my pull. Even though I got really good, I did pull really well. I wish I got more than just Crowbar for a weapon for plus attack for Lord Megatron. I don't think I ever ended up using that crowbar, but on Lord Megatron at least, but it's neither here nor there. Looks like he's going to put the kinetic intensifier whip on crosshairs. My opponent is. Gonna flip him, give him that bolt too. Gonna be swinging pretty hard into Ravage here, it looks like. And I bet your Ravage is gonna go down from Pierce here. Oh yeah, goodbye Ravage. Excuse me. Alright, so looks like I'm down to 2 wide, which, you know, in this case, doesn't matter too much because I have such tall characters on my side, and one of my characters, every time he gets attacked into, they're gonna be taking damage from it. So you know, I'm still in a pretty decent position here. I flip Lord Megatron. He has to mill 3 cards from the top of his deck. Looks like I milled off 2 blues there, which is really good. And there it is, the composite armor. So right now, Lord Megatron's at like 719.6 for stats currently, based off him and his upgrades. It really big numbers, just absolutely absurd. And oh, and I pull a fight for position to give him an extra bolt too. I'm really going in on this one here. Looks like my flips are a little out of the camera's reach, but it looks like I pulled a fair amount of black. I see one of my 2 blue pips in there, and that was just enough to take out Fire Drive here. Interesting. Oh, there's one of his many reflex circuits he was able to pull. Puts that on crosshairs, which, you know, I don't have any melee characters on my side anymore. Ravage is my only melee one, but still that +1, it's something, right? Because right now with the Battlemaster, crosshairs is only sitting at 2 defense, so putting him up to 3 is still decent. And looks like he's pitching 2. So he's going to be at 11 damage going into the base. Looks like he's trying to finish him off as quickly as he can. And yep, that was able to take out the base there. So that's kind of the key if you do run into the base. Don't let him stay on the field long. If you're able to knock him out as quickly as you can, you're not going to have to deal with his mill effect and his do 2 damage effect, just everything that makes the base annoying. I was making my rounds as the person who's playing Omega Supreme Base and the Lord Megatron sealed, so it was a fun night to say the least. All right, looks like it's not defending yet. Almost took that composite armor off. It's only scrapped when you defend, not when you attack. So I got to get that little extra damage on there. So he's putting 5 damage, I believe, onto crosshairs here, because he reshuffled, of course. So there goes so puts on another reflex circuits to replace the one he lost, and then Caliburst is going to go swinging in. 6 attack here into my 5 with a couple pierce cards in there, so it ended up doing about 2-3 damage. Caliburst ends up taking 1 because of composite armor's effect, because I flipped a black while defending. So I had to read that card there just to make sure. And oh, there we go, hit him with that reprocess. I ended up I think I only pulled 1 reprocess here. My seal match in the next day, the next seal event, I ended up pulling 2 reprocesses, which was just crazy. Reprocess is just such a great card, and looks like I'm flipping to his higher attack mode just to start doing as much damage to crosses as fast as I can here. And it looks like Lord Megatron only has about 5 damage on him right now, 5 out of 19, thanks to that meta kit. My Megatron's looking really healthy right now, so my opponent's in kind of a tight position right now, especially because he's starting to run out of cards in his deck here. So another damage here. I think it's going really big there. I think I'm at 12 damage there. Looks like 2 6s. Yeah, like I said, I'll make sure to get bigger dice for the next time I record matches here. But for now, I was trying out new recording, so all I have is a smaller dice. So for now, we'll just have to suffer through it for this video and the next few videos. Looks like I reprocess here. Not sure what I'm trying to fish. I might be trying to fish for that crowbar to give Lord Megatron a little bit extra attack for the swing. Got that reactive armor, if anything, to give him a little bit extra defense, and then swinging, flip him to bot mode, swinging. So I do a little bit of damage there. And it looks like my opponent's pretty much stuck here because he's gonna shuffle his deck right here, and that's game right there. Thanks to the damage from Lord Megatron's effect. So excellent. That was a great game, Derek. That was a whole lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and stay tuned for some more sealed matches coming up here in the future. And thanks for watching. Adios.